So what will be the benefit to the people of Kogi State if one of the frontline candidates from the APC, the PDP, the Labour Party, or the SDP wins the governorship election there in November? Well, let's take my guest today, Senator Dino Melaye of the PDP, for instance. In a country in which the national economy is struggling, what tangible benefits can the Kogi people expect? What development projects and what economic juggernaut will rise in the state beyond the usual promises if he wins? Will he lead a renaissance for the state? Or are his chances of winning deposed by the other equally formidable frontline candidates who are clearly working hard against his victory, each one claiming to have the unqualified and absolute support of the people of Kogi State? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Kogi State, Senator Dino Melaye. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Good evening, Charles, and good evening, Nigerians.
Must be a very busy period for you.
Sure, it is, yeah.
So we appreciate the fact that you took the time to come and talk to us.
The pleasure is always mine.
How important is this governorship election in Kogi State, and what are the issues that are in the spotlight? I expect there's a long list of concerns.
Basically, I would say it's a very important election for the people of Kogi State because right now we live in perilous times. Kogi State is like an evil forest that needs instantaneous redemption, that needs amelioration, that needs correction, that needs palliation. We need a Messiah because...
and you're the Messiah?
By the grace of God, I'll be instrumental to ameliorating the problems of our state. It's never been this bad in the history of our state. We are first more divided than any other time in our state history. I've never heard Igala agenda, Okun agenda, or Igbira agenda. Abubakar Audu became the governor of the state. He campaigned through the instrumentality of his party, APP at the time. And he used the party to win elections. Nobody was talking about an Igala agenda. Ibrahim Idris became the governor of the state. There was no Igala agenda. All he preached was PDP. Governor Wada also became governor. There was no Igala agenda. But the APC have completely polarized the state. They've divided us as a people. There is serious disunity in the state. There's now agenda here, agenda there. And by the special grace of God, what we are coming from the PDP to do is first to unite us as a people. And that is why I have, as a slogan of my campaign, one Kogi, one destiny. Because we are one people, and by the grace of God, we will remain one united, indivisible people. Then coming back to look at the states from different points of view, you'll find out that in the area of insecurity, Kogi is number one in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm going to come to that in a minute because we want to sort of get into all of that and get your take on it. But obviously, you're in the thick of the campaign now. How brutal has it been? Will the incumbent APC, looking to hold on to power, and you of the PDP as well, all the other frontline candidates wrestling each other to the ground?
I will start by saying that right now, the satanic manifestation of the APC in Kogi State is unimaginable. It's legendary in our history. And I will tell you for free that their panic button has been activated. They are so afraid. There is policy somersault. There's instantaneous pronouncements that make no sense. For example, a few days ago, the governor woke up and announced the upgrade of over 300 and something traditional rulers. And very, very unpopular decisions out of panic. Different decisions out of panic. Shows that there's a problem somewhere. But one thing I want to assure Kogites is that no matter what the APC is trying to do this time, the PDP will defend our votes.
Right.
We will defend our votes. We will stand by our people. We will also defend our people, because we will not allow what happened in 2019 to repeat itself in history, where a woman was burnt alive in our house, where my nephew was shot within the perimeter of my compound and shot dead, where 11 people were murdered on the day of my election, where an helicopter was spraying bullets from the sky on innocent people. We will not allow that to happen again.
I have to say that sounds absolutely horrific and,
It is.
and
It
desperately frightening.
It is.
I mean, there's a lot of talk about violence. I mean, we had someone from the SDP, the chairman of the SDP, sitting where you were sitting a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how the candidate of the SDP and his supporters have been regularly attacked. Is the PDP also experiencing that, or are you seen as less of a threat in terms of violence?
The APC generally is all about violence. But the truth of the matter is that they carry out their isolated attacks here and there, but we are waiting for them. We are waiting for them.
When you say waiting for them, that sounds ominous.
We're saying that we have not been physically assaulted or attacked by any of the APC thugs yet, but we are saying that whatever is happening with the other political parties, we do not promote it, but there's no difference between the SDP and the PDP and the APC, because both are from the APC taproots. They were all in the same political party up to a few days ago, or a few weeks ago. So I think it's infighting within APC, and I'm sure it will be sorted.
But you said that they've got their thugs. You've got your thugs as well, because you said you were waiting for them.
We don't relate with thugs. We don't relate with thugs. We are not known with thugs. We are decent people. The PDP is a decent party. Dino Melaye is a very decent man. I don't believe in thuggery. I don't believe in violence, but we will defend ourselves.
So would it be fair to say that Kogi State is crackling with tension today as the candidates press on to that election in November?
We're not just cracking with tensions. It has always been part of our life since this government came into power 7 years plus ago. It has always been like that. I survived 4 assassination attempts. I've been, federal government versus Dino Melaye, 12 court cases. I've been attacked severally in the state, so it is not something new. It is in their DNA. It is part of their modus to be violent.
What keeps you coming back?
What keeps me coming back is that I serve a God that never fails. I serve a God who is my deliverer, is my protector, is my sustainer.
Yeah, but you would have to have a very big political ambition, though, to keep coming back.
It is not about the ambition. I have rather a big God who is always there for me. I fear no soul. I will respect souls. I've conquered fear. There's nothing man can do to me, because I have a God who defends me, because he who is with me is greater than he who is with either Yaya Bello or the APC. And I want to tell you that because of my passion for the development of our state, because of my passion for building a new Kogi state, because of the passion of the suffering, civil servants in Kogi state who have not been paid their salaries. Those that have been paid in percentage, 25%. Kogi state is the only state in Nigeria today where a serving permanent secretary goes to the office on Okada, where a level 16 officer is taking 20,000 naira salary or 16,000 naira salary. We cannot allow that to continue. We must come out and defend the people. And what we are doing now is trying to restore, trying to rebuild what have been ruined by the APC.
Well, since you bring that up, what sort of changes are you hoping to offer to the people of Kogi State to convince them to bring an end to this rule of the APC that you say is such a threat to the people?
The changes are quite enormous. First, I told you about the unification of the state, which is very important for us to move forward. Then we now talk about the economy. Today we have a government without governance. There's no governance in the state. We have the people are living in fear. They are living in times of vicissitude, in times of vacillation, in times of opprobrium. We need to restore the confidence of the people in government. And we are going to do that by making sure that we treat every Kogite like a customer, because the customer is always right, and the customer is treated with respect, with dignity, with some level of decorum. We are going to make sure that that is restored in Kogi State. Then we are going to fight insecurity, because we are not going to promote thugs. We are not going to distribute guns. We are going to tame those who are responsible for violence in the state. Then our education is in shambles. As I speak with you, there is no functional primary school in the length and breadth within the perimeter space of Kogi State. There are no teachers. The local government workers are not being paid. Those being paid are paid 20%, 25% of their salaries. Corruption is at its highest level in the history of our state. This is what we are coming to ameliorate. This is what we are coming to correct. We are coming back to give dignity to humanity in Kogi State. As I speak today, the Kogi State University, in one day, myopically, porously, government sacked 120 professors and lecturers in one day. These are people who became professors in the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, in the University of Ibadan, in Ahmadu Bello University, in UNILAG, first generation universities in this country, premier universities in this country, but they were screened and discharged in one day. There's no university in the world that is properly equipped, that is properly staffed. Universities only employ based on budgets and available resources. But in one day, you sacked 120 professors and teachers for frivolous screening reasons. You sacked thousands of workers in the states, and then start paying them percentage salaries. But all that, I am assuring you, is coming to an end.
Yeah, but what exactly are you going to do? Because, I mean, you've raised the issue of workers who've been sacked and all the rest of it. You said they've been denied justice, and that as victims of dismissal and ill treatment, you'll help them to achieve redress.
Yeah, already as I speak
I mean,
here,
will you re-employ them?
That's what I'm saying. As I speak,
right.
We have launched a website just 3 days ago, and that's www.senatordinомelaye.org, where if you get in there, you see justice for Kogi workers. We have requested that every worker, every teacher, every civil servant that is sacked in Kogi State should visit that website, and there's a form on that website for you to fill. And we are already, in few days, with over 300 people already have visited the website and have laid their complaints. So we are going to look at this, and by the grace of God, we are going to, reabsorb them back into the civil service, because we know they were vindictively discharged in the first instance. So we're going to bring them back into the workforce. But above all, as I speak to you today, there is nothing that the government is doing in Kogi State to promote the economy.
Because I was going to ask you, what are the resources that you actually have to do a lot of the things
Kogi State is not an
about?
industrialized state. Kogi State is not a commercial state. Kogi State is a civil servant state to start with. So what we are going to do is that we have in our policy documents programs that will help to pull us out of the woods. We are going to improve the IGR of Kogi State without taxing poverty. Because what Yaya Bello is doing now is moving from one small shop owner.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that?
We're going to do that because, one, we have over 2 dozens of mineral resources in commercial quantity in that state. Only one has been tapped, limestone. We're not going to allow that happen. We're going to make sure there's exploration of those mineral resources to the advantage of the state. You will also recall that Kogi State is now an oil-producing state. But as I speak, we have not benefited anything from it, because you have a myopic, porous, and intellectually stagnant leader who does not understand. You can't give what you don't have. We are going to make sure we explore that. Then number 3, apart from Ekiti State, we have the highest number of professors in this country. We are going to tap into that intellectual resource and commercialize it to the advantage of the state. In the area of tourism, we are not just the confluence states. We are surrounded by diverse opportunities for tourism. Kogi State is a gateway to 12 states in this country. No other state has that advantage. Our proximity to Abuja is another added advantage. Then the water we are surrounded with is a major resource for us. Today, if you go to Miami, you can take a marine cruise for 4 hours, 15 minutes. That's the longest marine cruise you can have in the world in Miami, by the Miami beach. 4 hours, 15 minutes. You pay some couple of dollars. If you go to Dubai, you pay 500 dirhams to go on a 1 hour marine cruise. Do you know that from Lokoja to Onitsha is 8 hours cruise? All I need to do is to go on CNN, to go on Arise, and say the longest, farthest marine cruise in the world is in Nigeria, and in Nigeria is in Lokoja, and do a 1 year advert on CNN. And you will be shocked once we provide the facilities, once we provide the enabling environment, everybody from the world will come to Lokoja.
Well, I mean,
because to get these facilities, there are because the next question will be, where do I get the funding from? And I'm going to tell you that there's loose funds all over the world begging for attention. Only those who know how to get it can access it. And I want to assure you that Dino Melaye is a global citizen. I have the contacts to make sure that we develop the facilities that will promote this marine movement.
Right.
We have also one of the best plateaux in the sub-Saharan Africa. It's called the Mount Patti. The Mount Patti is going to be developed with cable cars, with facilities that will attract the whole world to Lokoja. Well, remember that Lokoja is a colonial city. It's a city that have housed, it's been capital of this country. So we have more than enough to drive tourism and then make a very huge success out of it.
If I can just come in there, because time is fast disappearing with these things. You obviously have to, it's very ambitious, the things you're saying, but you'd have to win the election first.
Very well. So.
How united is your party, the PDP in Kogi State? Because just 2 days ago, elders of the party in Kogi State, under the umbrella of Kogi PDP Elders Forum, representing reportedly 9 local governments out of 21 in the state, came out and accused you of ignoring key party figures and relying on church groups and prayer groups. You mentioned God earlier, which they say is a campaign tactic that won't be enough to achieve electoral success. What's your reaction?
Anyway, I will start by saying that I have no regret in my relationship with God or with people who believe in God. I will continue to do that, not minding whose horse is God. But I want to tell you that that is a fictitious publication. That press conference was not covered anywhere. No voice, no picture, nothing. Somebody sat down in the corner of his house, concocted a name. The name sounds like a botanical name. There's no name like that in PDP in Kogi State. And I challenge proponents of such a press conference to invite Arise, invite channels, invite AIT. How can you have a press conference of this supposed magnitude and there is no picture anywhere, there is no video anywhere, there is no physical presence anywhere, just a concocted write-up that was pushed through one of the unpopular blogs to disparage Dino Melaye? In Kogi State, the party, we are united, we are okay. The East that is talking about 9 local governments, Alhaji Ibrahim Idris, who is the leader of the party in the state, is with me. He took me to Ayangba a few days ago and raised my hand. Governor Idris is another popular figure from the 9 local governments he's talking about, who is 100% with me. All the political figures of our party in that place are with us. I was still in the East last week. I slept in Ayangba, I slept in Ankpa, and I also met the leaders, the entire leadership of our party at the residence of Chief Odaun. Understand? Over 80-year-old man who is a leader of our party also in the East. So these are just lies by people of inordinate ambition, capricious manifestation, and reaction formation.
Okay, well,
and we're not distracted at all. We don't even...
We've got about 90 seconds. Let me just make the point very quickly that according to the sources that we heard from, it wasn't actually a press conference, they issued a statement. Nevertheless, we've got about 80 seconds or so, and I really would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Is there a particular hobby or hobbies that obsess you? I mean, I understand you have a thing for buying cars and shoes.
Basically, you know, everyone in life has got his passion.
Yours is cars and
I've
shoes.
I've also got my passion.
Yeah, the problem with that passion is that it's very expensive.
The question here is this: does my passion have any negative concomitant effect on my productivity? No.
Well, it raises questions about where you're getting the money to buy all those
But he's saying no.
cars.
I'm a businessman, and I'm saying no. Let me tell you this: Arnold Schwarzenegger is an actor. He's one of the best governors ever produced in California. Ronald Reagan, actor, one of the best presidents ever produced. Today, the president of Ukraine, a comedian, is doing what even generals cannot do. It will be very myopic. It will be very intellectually stagnant for anybody to judge you by your side attractions. Rather, you should be judged by the magnitude and intensity of your productivity.
Well, if you're going to be a public figure,
with all this,
people want to know where the money is coming from.
With all these side talks,
right?
With all these side commentaries, I was best senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for 3 consecutive years. I have the highest number of motions and bills in the history of the National Assembly. That is to tell you that all these side attractions have no negative concomitant effect on my level of productivity or what I can do. I have over 200 projects in the West Senatorial District. It's never been recorded in history of this entire state. So what I'm saying in essence is that I'm a businessman. And I do legitimate business.
Right.
If not, with the level I've fought past governments and present governments, I will not be a free man. I've never been invited by EFCC in my life. I've never been invited by EFCC or ICPC or for any reason, because I am a man. Just promote your passion if you have the capacity to furnish it. If you have the capacity to flourish it.
And your passion...
And it's not a crime.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a crime. I'm just saying your passion is cars shoes.
I love cars.
Yeah.
I love cars. I love shoes. I love to look good. Because I'm a tomboy. I'm intellectually mobile, Dino. So,
well, on that note, I want to thank you very much and wish you all the very best.
The pleasure is mine.
As you pursue your ambition of being the governor of Kogi State.
Thank you so much.
Senator Dino Melaye is the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Kogi State. Thank you very much for coming in.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you.